Welcome back to Bloodfeather Productions, and today we finally got that review coming in for Thor, Love and Thunder. Yes, the one and only Thor, my hammer Odin's son.
Oops, my hammer. That's my hammer. That's my hammer. That's my fucking hammer, you white honkin'.
Now, be honest with you guys, I meant to get this video out a little bit sooner, not too long after the Miss Marvel video that I released. That's like about 10 days, but you know, y'all saw the video that came after that, of course, the video about all the San Diego Comic-Con announcements for Marvel, and I had to make an entire quick video about that, so it really kind of took away from me being able to focus on this Thor review, which also isn't going to be very long, just like my Miss Marvel video wasn't very long. That's why I don't really tend to cover, you know, show by show. If you notice on my channel, I don't really do show by show reviews, but I want to start doing it more, and just putting my thoughts out there for more content for you guys. So, to start off, Thor, Love and Thunder, the fourth Thor movie, and I think Thor is the first person to get 4 movies dedicated to him in the MCU, and I'm gonna be honest, the movie was just okay. I think Christian Bale did a great job as Gore the God Butcher. He didn't have enough screen time, and, you know, I really enjoyed Valkyrie. Valkyrie was one of my favorite characters, but I mean, other than that, I do think Thor 4 is suffering from the larger MCU problem right now, which is, you know, sometimes they're keeping things too close to the formula. And I do like that there are some things that are being done a little differently. You know, the director is getting a lot of character in it, you know, look at Multiverse of Madness. However, I do think that may have been partially part of the problem with Thor. You know, Taika Waititi, he also did Thor Ragnarok, which we all loved. And, you know, to me, it kind of looks like Marvel said, hey, look, they loved Thor Ragnarok, so let's do that again for Thor Love and Thunder. And I just don't think it worked the same. A lot of the jokes fell flat more. Jane Foster was more cringy than funny, and I'm not about to make this about her. I mean, I think she did decently with her role. You know, I want to say this before I go any further. Spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the movie. I do want to say that's kind of how all my reviews are going to be, kind of spoiler related. But, you know, let's move on. I think a lot of people need to start being more honest. And here's what I mean when I say that. All I saw on the way leading up to Thor 4 was, oh, Jane Foster's not going to be as good as Chris Hemsworth. Oh, we don't want her on the Avengers. Oh, how are they going to replace her with Thor? Da 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 da. On and on, making comparison. Oh, these are going to be the new Avengers with Jane Foster in Thor's position. But then, at the end of the movie, she dies. Spoiler, but I did say spoilers. She dies and goes to Valhalla. And I haven't seen not one review, not one person who was speaking about how much they weren't looking forward to Jane being Thor for the new Avengers. And how they were wrong about that. How she's not going to be a part of the new Avengers. And how she's dead. And I mean, maybe she'll come back as quote unquote Valkyrie like she did in the comics. But that's not the point here.
Okay, let's move past it. I'm trying to make a point here.
I just think it's just a little bit disingenuous to go on for so long to, you know, to drum that up about how you weren't happy we're going to be about it. And then when it doesn't even happen the way that you wanted it to, you don't even want to talk about it. You don't want to speak about it. You don't want to bring it up. And you just want to talk about the other things you had a problem with the movie. Say that you were wrong, that, you know, at least Jane, and, you know, at the very least be like, well, at least Jane Foster died at the end and we don't got to see her as Thor. Because I didn't see nobody saying that. Because y'all was all butthurt about how she was about to replace Chris Hemsworth, and she didn't. And I think that's real funny. But I'm not going to, you know, go into that tangent. That's a different video about the state of the MCU fan base. Stay tuned. That's another video I'm working on. But, you know, all that changed with San Diego Comic-Con. And I want to say the way I looked at this Thor movie changed after the San Diego Comic-Con announcements, but it really didn't. You know, to get back on track to this review, you know, it was an okay movie. I think it was decent. I definitely would watch a lot of other things in this phase that I like better. Spider-Man, Multiverse of Madness, Shang-Chi, definitely. All better movies than this one. You know, but was it better than Eternal? Sure. Was it better than Thor 1 and Thor 2? Yes, but it's not as good as Thor 3. You know, and look, I see people, I be seeing people online clowning the VFX, and that shit is funny. The VFX were there were some parts that were really bad, like the floating head, but other stuff, you know, like the black and white. I don't know how much VFX was had to be done with the black and white scenes with the only light being from the weapons. I really enjoyed that. Like I said before, I really enjoyed Christian Bale as Gore. I really liked him. I do agree. I wish they showed more of him killing gods. And ultimately, here's how I really feel about it. I think they took the wrong tone with this movie. When I found out it was going to be the God Butcher storyline, I was really excited. And I feel like a lot of fans were also right there with me, like, oh, the God Butcher storyline, really crazy. You know, if you've never read the comics, it takes like Thor from the past and Thor from the present and Thor from the future all teaming up, still losing, and then Thor from the present wielding 2 Mjolnir hammers plus the all black to beat Gore down. I was really excited. You know, so that's a lot of crazy shit. And it didn't help that they were trying to do Thor Ragnarok again. You know, because of the tone of Thor Ragnarok, that doesn't mesh well with the God Butcher storyline. And I think they should have taken a more serious tone. There are a lot of times in the movie where the tone kind of ramps up to more serious, but just like 5 seconds ago, there was jokes flying at 1,000 miles per minute. You know, almost the entire God City section was just jokes, to be honest. And then we go to like the kids and being scared, and Christian Bale's doing a really good job, and it had a very conflicting tone at times, and I don't think that's how it should have been. If they were doing the God Butcher storyline, they should have been all in. They should have trusted the script to carry it and not feel the need to insert joke after joke after joke, which is kind of the Marvel, you know, thing to do now. Even Doctor Strange is letting jokes off Multiverse of Madness in front of this clandestine Illuminati niggas. Shit, still cracking off jokes about how the Fantastic Four charted in the 60s. Haha. You know what I'm saying? And look, you know, and I get that's Marvel's thing, and that's the Marvel thing, but sometimes things can change. You don't need jokes everywhere, and I do think there's an overabundance of jokes. Overall, do I think Thor, you know, I saw some people saying that Thor 4 was the worst MCU movie they've seen, which is just cap. That's just cap. Y'all niggas must not have watched Eternals. That's just cap. You know, it's Captain Marvel and Eternals that are down there in the dumps. But, you know, it was just okay. I liked it better than the other 2 Thor movies. And I see some people like talking about, oh, when you go back to Thor, you know, it's good. That's cap, bro. That's cap. That's because y'all niggas want to hype up how bad Phase 4 is. When you look at Phase 1, if you look at Phase 1, that was Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, and then the Avengers movie. Iron Man 2, Thor sucks. Captain America 1, boring. Damn, it's almost like the only really good movies were Iron Man 1 and Avengers. So a phase can just be a lot of duds and 2 good ones. And I'm not going to say this phase was all duds. I think with the amount of content that Marvel is putting out, it's just common sense. You can't hit every time. The more you throw, the more chances you have to miss. And for some people, look, if you're saying that Marvel missed right now, that's fine. I don't think so. I enjoyed Black Widow and Shang-Chi, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, and I enjoyed Thor 4. It's not my favorite Marvel movie. It's not going to be up there with the greats, but it was alright. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, of the 4 Thor movies, we have 4 Thor movies, and 2 of them are good, and 2 of them are trash. So, you know, Thor's coming out at a 50-50. I think Marvel's still going in a good direction. And overall, if you ask me, just go ahead and wait for this one to come to Disney Plus. I don't know why I'm talking to people who haven't already seen the movie. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me like that, like, would you go see it in theaters? No, I wouldn't. I don't think Thor 4 is a movie you should go see in theaters. And this review really isn't even for people that go see movies in theaters. So now I'm going off on a tangent. Run the clip.
We're not going to come to any conclusions here today, so let's move past it. Let's do something else.
But after all that long-winded explanation and tangent running, I just want to say Thor 4, just okay. Not the end of the MCU for me. I see a lot of people losing more and more faith with every movie. I don't feel that way. I've liked all the shows so far, and I've liked most of the movies. I didn't like Eternals, though. That movie was trash. And overall, I am looking forward to Black Panther 2, which will most likely be another video in itself. I have a lot to say about the way people are talking about Black Panther 2 and how people are talking about it and how the direction's going in. I have a lot of thoughts about that I'm also going to make a video about soon. So, with all that being said, thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.